Secretary of State Hillary Clinton continued to be dogged by questions over her private email server. Is her growing email scandal to blame for her trouble with voters?
Everything I did was permitted. My use of personal email was allowed. I fully complied with every rule that I was governed by. There was nothing that did not give me the full authority to decide how I was going to communicate. I never sent classified material on my email. There was no law. There was no regulation.
So how do U.S. national security agencies and departments handle classified information? Former U.S. Ambassador to the United Nations, Ambassador John Bolton, is here to go on the record. Sir, just to get started, the question of having a server in the basement, forbidden, right?
Right.
No questions asked about that. Just wrong.
Right.
Forget whether it's classified or unclassified. You're not supposed to have government email.
Right. Well, what she did was do government business on a private email server. That's obviously wrong. That's just a matter of common sense. And even worse, over this personal server, she sent and received classified information and clearly knew it. That's why so many elementary security precautions have been violated here that it's just hard for people who have been in the government and actually had this kind of classified information to understand how she got away with it for so long.
All right, the information we're getting obviously is from anonymous sources, and we haven't yet seen exactly what it is. Presumably, though, that if it's wrong and these emails are there, this will go to a grand jury, right?
I think it's almost unavoidable. I mean, take any of the defenses that she's raised that you just saw in those clips, that the information was not marked classified in the emails. Number one, that's irrelevant. And number two, it's an unarguable admission of guilt if you put classified information in an unclassified email and then stamp it classified when you send it. That's saying you know you're doing something wrong. Of course they didn't do that.
You know, there were a series of, I think, 22 emails that will not get released because they have a classification, what, top secret? They will
Beyond
not,
that, it's
right.
because...
Which is sort of, I don't know if interesting is the right word, but if those are impermissible to have, but they won't be released, I don't see how those would ever go to a grand jury, because you've got to let the grand